Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. If it sounds like I'm talking quieter than normal, it's like midnight. Also, please forgive me guys. It's the end of the day. I had my hair done earlier and then I was like, you know what? Not doing that today. So I just put it up and like this is what I do with my hair like every single day, and I'm basically wearing t-shirts and sweatshirts every single day. So we're just gonna have like a chill video. We're not gonna try that hard. So I thought I would give you guys a little bit of a life update and also a paranormal update kind of in one. I feel like I'm in one of those moods where I just kind of want to talk about stuff. So hello, how are you guys doing? First and foremost, I definitely want to know how you guys are in the comments down below. So please let me know. It's the new year, it's 2021, and we're in our first month of the new year, and I feel like there's already been a lot going on. I know a lot of us are very stressed out, so we're gonna talk about kind of like where I've been, and like I said, let me know how you guys are down below. I want to hear. But before we get into that, I want to let you guys know what my sponsor is for today's video. I'm so excited about this. I think this is gonna be something that you guys really love just as much as I do, and that, my friends, is Hunt a Killer. Hunt a Killer is unlike any game that you've played before, a mystery that unravels through classic detective work and puzzle solving. I love stuff like this. You can ask Mark or anyone that knows me. Like, I'm always trying to play detective. I'm always trying to figure out things in my personal life, and this is something that I feel like is really cool for like true crime sleuths and people that really are into true crime and trying to solve like real life murder mysteries. Hunt a Killer is really cool because it's a monthly subscription service where you get a puzzle to solve, a murder mystery puzzle to solve. And they all have different themes and episodes. The season that they're currently on is called Curtain Call. You totally immerse yourself into a cold case from the 1930s with consequences in the present day. You meticulously examine archival documents and private correspondences in order to glean details that the police may have missed. You will be able to touch and examine personal belongings of both the victims and the suspects. I have episode 1 right here, and I haven't played it yet. I'm so excited to. I'm not going to share any spoilers or anything like that, but it's super cool because when you sign up for it, every single month you will get a new episode. When you get this, you're going to want to keep playing. You're going to want to solve the mystery and figure out what's going on. So it has a case file that it comes with, and inside of it is a bunch of clues and things for you to figure out who the murderer is. They also send you a collectible pin. Our friends and I have played this before, and it was so fun trying to solve it and figure it out. Like, we were in it for hours just having a heyday. It felt like we were really a part of it, and everything feels so real. It's honestly the coolest experience. So I'm really excited to play this with them the second that I get to. I feel like today we're always playing on our phones and, shoved in social media, which is fine. I do that too. But stuff like this is a really fun physical thing to kind of give you a break from doing something like that. You can hang out with your friends or your family and solve a murder mystery. I just think it's the coolest thing. I'm so excited about this. If you use the code KYLA, spelled like here on YouTube, you will be able to get yourself at 20% off at checkout, so make sure you guys do that. So thank you so much to Hunt a Killer for sponsoring this video. Back to the life update. I feel like there's been like a lot of ups and downs already. There's things that I'm not gonna put on the internet that's been going on, and it's been interesting. It feels like it hasn't, like 2020 never left. Like, we're still in 2020. I know a lot of you guys are feeling like that too. I know a lot of people come to YouTube to like take a break from the chaos. Like, we want to think about something else. We want to be mindlessly entertained, and I totally get that. So I'm not going to be talking too much about anything that's like affecting all of us in this world, because there's just a lot going on. Obviously, like when the new year hit, like I had like all my like resolutions. I have them every single year. I just recently started eating a vegan diet, which I've never eaten vegan before. I've tried it like days here and there, but never consecutively. So I just recently got on a vegan diet for my health, which I know is weird because in a previous video, it was like 3 or 4 videos ago, I said that I started eating meat again for my health. And it's basically just been a journey of me trying to figure out what has been making me so sick and what to cut out, because I don't really talk about this on the internet very much. Like I did a video on like a funny situation that I had. A fluff just flew in front of my face, but I did a video on a funny situation that I had involving like my stomach issues and stuff years ago. But basically, like I've had a lot of really bad stomach issues with eating what I now think is dairy, and I thought it was dairy for a while. I thought that dairy was making me sick. And when I say sick, like I mean like literally making me feel like I was going to die. Like I have fainted from it. Like I've literally passed out on the toilet. I've fallen off the toilet. Like I've been, and I don't care if that's too much information for some people, it's real life. And a lot of people go through that where their diet like affects their stomach like that. It makes them that sick and it's horrible. So I'm not gonna shy away from details. Like I have gotten so incredibly sick from my diet, and I've tried to figure out like what is it that's making me gain weight, or what are the things that are making me so incredibly bloated that I'm completely uncomfortable. What are the things that make me so sick that like I'm stuck in the bathroom for hours or up all night? Like what is it? Like I remember this one night where I woke up in the middle of the night and my stomach, it just felt like there was like a beast on the inside of it trying to like tear itself out. Like it was excruciating. Like I was passing out from it. It was so bad. And I'm very like discreet with this type of thing. Like I don't like Mark, my fiance, anywhere near me, like if I have like stomach issues. But on this night, I actually like went and woke Mark up like crying, like help me, because I was in so much pain. And I genuinely thought I was gonna have to go to the hospital, because there's been situations where it's been so bad that I thought I was actually dying. And I never knew that people had, I think it's IBS, I'm not sure, but I never knew people had it that bad. I never knew people had IBS so bad that they would literally confuse the stomach pains for actual like dying. And I have actually told Mark before, I was like, if I had to deal with that every single day for the rest of my life, I probably wouldn't want to be here, because it hurts so bad that like if it was all the time, my quality of life would be non-existent. So I have in the past talked about going vegan before, because I was pretty sure that it was dairy. But it was also weird because sometimes I could eat ice cream and I'd be totally fine. And then other times I would have a cheeseburger and I wouldn't be fine. Or the next time I'd have ice cream, I wouldn't be fine. And then the next time I had a cheeseburger, I would be fine. Like it literally made no sense. There was no pattern of it at all. It was always different. And anytime I would try and Google what was going on or try and figure out what was going on, it was like this website would say that and this website would say that. Just everything that I would find, it was just so confusing. Like what's actually wrong with me? I don't know. And so this year I made the decision that I'm going to figure it out. Like if it's dairy, I will never eat it again for the rest of my life, which is the hardest thing to give up, because I love cheese. And if you're vegan, you know, like finding cheese as a vegan is the hardest thing in the entire world. And any vegan that tells you, oh my God, this cheese is amazing, like you're not talking to cheese lovers. Like were you a cheese lover before you went vegan? Because it's different. But I've basically been just trying to get myself to adapt to vegan cheese and kind of get used to it. And hopefully one day I will eventually forget what other cheese tasted like, because I never want to be in that position again. And also years ago, I had went vegetarian for the environment, for animals, and it was really important to me. Like I had saw a video that I won't get into, but it really, really disturbed me. And that night I saw that video, I threw out all of my meat, like everything. Mark and I both were like, we're done, we're not eating this anymore. And I was vegetarian for, I think like 3 years. When we lived in the house, like, you guys know, like we went through so much in that house, like not only with the flooding in the home, but there was stuff going on with my family that I can't put on the internet, and my 2 cats passed away, and we were just like constantly being hit with just something. And then the pandemic happened. I was going through so much. My channel was falling apart. I was insecure, still dealing with that, still dealing with both of those things. I was struggling, and I was struggling with my diet, and I was struggling with my weight, and I was willing to do anything to like try and fix those things. So I started eating meat again in 2020, and once I started, I just kept doing it and eating it and blah, blah, blah. And I was just trying to like figure out like how to be healthy. Like, do I need more protein? Like, what is it? You know, like first and foremost, my main priority is being healthy. Like, I want to be healthy. I want to live a long life. I don't want to be in pain. And so I was just trying to figure that out. So in December, I decided to stop eating meat again and to cut dairy out and to go into that hardcore and see how it works for me. And I'm happy to say that my stomach has been fine. I have been eating vegan since, I think it was 2 days before Christmas, 2 or 3 days before Christmas. So I'm still pretty new in it. It hasn't been a month yet. But everything with my stomach has been good, and it's been so nice to know that like I can eat something and it not affect me that way. The only other thing I was thinking that maybe it could be was gluten. Like, I know that gluten can affect you like that. So, you know, it's like if I'm still getting sick like that, then I'm gonna have to try and see if it's gluten. But so far, everything has been so good. Knock on wood, because I'm letting you know right now, I don't want to deal with that stuff anymore, because it was honestly really, really scary to like be in that much pain as frequently as I was. But so far, everything's been going good. However, I will say, going vegan so far, I've been breaking out, but also everything makes me break out, but I've been breaking out in weird spots. Like, I have one like right here, and it's freaking huge and it hurts, and I never get acne on my cheeks. Like, I get them on my chin, but I don't get them on my cheeks, my forehead, or anything like that. I had one on my arm, so I don't know what's going on with that. Like, I just feel like, I don't know if it's just my body getting used to it. Like, I've heard, you know, taking omega-3, obviously without fish oil, can help. And there was something else too. I think it was like B12. I don't know. But I got to try those things and see if that helps, because that's definitely another struggle that I have, is like my skin. I am 30 years old and I still break out like a teenager. So nobody ever warned me about that. And I wanted to talk to you guys about that because I did do some videos on how I was going to try and make my diet better, and I was going to get back into exercising. So I am here to say that my workout journey was very short-lived. I fell off of that rather quickly. I do plan to get back into it. I don't know if I have ADHD, but the older I get, the more I think that I do, because I do this thing where, and if you guys have been here for a long time, I know you've noticed this about me. I know you have, where I will get like really involved in something and be like all in it and be super productive. And it doesn't matter what it is. It could be like with working out and talking about, you know, mental health and being really heavy on that. Or it will be like really heavy into just paranormal stuff, or really heavy into vlogs. Like, I go like really hard into one thing, and then there will be like a huge pivot and a massive shift and change, and then all of a sudden I'm doing something else. And it's because I feel like I literally cannot keep up with my mind and my life and myself and anything ever. Like, I feel like I'm constantly grabbing like way more things than I can hold in my grasp, and everything just falls out everywhere. I did do a online ADHD test because I cannot afford to go and get tested for it right now, and like the healthcare in the States is the worst thing in the entire world. I did an online one, and like I had almost everything like for ADHD. And I also know that in girls, it also presents itself differently than it does in men. And Mark's been thinking that he has it for years. And we've also been saying since the beginning of time, like, oh, we're so similar in this way, and oh, we're so similar in that way. And it just so happens to be the ways that we're similar in are symptoms of ADHD. So, but recently someone in my family was diagnosed with it, and it does make me think even more that I might have it. I don't know if it's hereditary, but I'm really thinking I have ADHD, and hopefully, you know, I can get to the bottom of that eventually. I just feel like sometimes like things that like everyday people can handle are harder for me, but it's definitely a struggle. There's obviously so many other like symptoms that I have, but that one is definitely one of them. And it's been really frustrating because like for a while I just thought I was trying to like find myself, right? Like I was like, everybody on YouTube is just watching me find myself and trying to find the content I want to do and what I enjoy. And that's what I thought that it was until it just kept happening. And I think really what it is now is that now that I'm on the internet, I have like all of these videos and posts and stuff that I can go look back on. So I can now see my patterns of behavior, and I'm able to like, it's like facing it and like seeing it and seeing like what my social media looks like when people who don't know me go to it. And I'm like, wow, like how do I have any subscribers because I'm like this? like I'm just constantly like this. But I really do think that I found the root of it all. But it's just so weird to like, when you really thoroughly pay attention to your patterns and behaviors, or you're faced with them and you see it and you're like, wow, there's something going on here. Like, what is it so I can fix it? Like, I know that I struggle with anxiety and depression off and on, but I never thought that maybe I had something else going on. But I definitely feel like I have that. Cause like right now I'm on a TikTok phase. Like I've been posting on TikTok every single day, but I also know how long is that gonna last? Like, am I gonna be bored of it tomorrow? And then tomorrow me all of a sudden want to just do nothing but make journals for my shop? Or in the day after, is it gonna be me doing nothing but wanting to film every single day? Like, what is the next thing that I'm gonna be on? So anyway, there's that. And I don't feel like I've gotten on the internet and really said that before, that I think that there's something going on there, but I definitely know that the way that I do things is different than most people. So hopefully this year at some point I can figure out what's going on with that, because I would definitely, I'm still working on fixing it, but I don't really know how to, because I can't help that I get so overwhelmed and disinterested so quickly by just normal everyday things. Like, I'm so envious of people that have their thing and stick to it. And it's also really frustrating when you're smart enough to realize that's what's going on, but it doesn't make it any easier to fix it. Who can relate? So I just feel like I'm basically just admitting on the internet that I'm a mess. I think I know why. But you know, I'm just letting you guys know, like, I can see what you guys can see. Like I see it. So there's also been some spooky things that have been going on, and I've almost gotten to the point where like I don't even ever want to get on the internet and share these things, because it's so much. It's like every other month there's something going on, and it just gets like redundant, where it's like, okay, Kyla, we get it. You have something else weird that happened to you. Got it. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like I've been on YouTube for over 5 years now, sharing my paranormal experiences, and the pile of them just keeps growing, that I'm like, girl, like, when is it gonna be time to like stop talking about it? Like, can anything happen and not, you know, feel like I need to get on the internet to share it? But at the same time, I do feel like, because I have a big following of paranormal lovers and people that love spooky things that I love, and that have been, you know, invested in all my paranormal story times and stuff like that, that like I owe these things to you. So I'm gonna briefly tell you guys something that's been happening that I just found out last night. Mark has been experiencing the same thing, and it really freaked me out. Like, when he told me, like, I put my hand over my mouth and I was like, you're joking. So I have been getting these flashes of like, it looks like something that's like the size of a cat, that's like really low to the ground, and it's always a dark like shadow, and it catches my eye, and I always turn to look at it because I think that it's Luna or Anna, my cats. And this has been happening to me so much. Like, if I'm looking this way, I will see it over here, like down to the ground, and I go to look and it's gone like that. I can never, like, it's always at the corner of my eye. And so I thought that my eyes were playing tricks on me, because it's so fast, and I know that sometimes light can reflect off your eyes, and I don't know the entire science behind it, but I know that sometimes you can have like images or things that you think that you're seeing at the corner of your eye, but it's actually not anything there. It's just the way your eyes are receiving light or something to that effect, or reflecting light. correct me down below if you know what I'm trying to say. But I thought that maybe it was a trick of the eye, but it's been happening so much that I started to wonder, like, but is it though? Like, why does this keep happening? So last night I actually told Mark, I was like, so I've been having this like weird thing where like I keep seeing what I think is a dark shadow of one of the cats, and I turn to look at it and it's like gone like that. And Mark's like, yeah, I've been seeing that too. And I'm just like, did you just casually tell me that you've been having the exact same thing happen to you that's been happening to me? And you guys know, like, Mark's not into the paranormal. He does not like this shit at all. Like, anytime we hear something spooky, which happened as we were talking about this, I'll get into that in a second, but anytime we hear anything or there's any weird phantom sounds or anything like that, he's just like, let's move on to something else. I don't want to talk about this. So when he told me that he's been seeing the same thing, I just felt like, how are you casually telling me that and not realizing how weird that is, that we're both getting glimpses of this like dark shadow thing? As soon as he told me that, because I believe in the paranormal, I've been on investigations, like I've seen stuff, I've heard stuff that's unexplainable. I know that stuff is real. It's really making me believe that there is actually something either in here or it's just connected to the other stuff that's happened. It's followed us. I don't know. It really also makes me believe that in that video that I did, which if you guys didn't see it, I'll link it up there, where I showed like that black figure that like showed up between my arms as I was walking past the window. It really makes me believe that that I was seeing is actually potentially a ghost or shadow figure or something, because it was the size of a cat, and that's literally what I've been seeing flashes of. And the last time it happened was last night, which is the reason why I brought it up to Mark, because when it happened again, I was like, this is just weird now. Like, why does this keep happening like over and over and over again? But before we moved here, I wasn't seeing stuff at the corner of my eye. Like, what's going on here? It was really weird that as I was talking about it with Mark, all of a sudden there were noises in the kitchen, which is weird because in the house that we lived in and in the apartment before that, we always had stuff happen in our kitchen. So even though I wasn't seeing like glimpses of this like shadow figure like down at my feet or, you know, low to the ground like a cat, we still had these experiences in the kitchen. So I don't know if this is from us going to those spirit houses that we went to, or if this is just something that's been around since I was a kid, or it potentially could be, you know, one of our cats that passed away. Like, we do have one of their ashes in this apartment. So I've definitely wondered, like, are we seeing her? It's really weird because Mark and I have never felt the presence of Bailey. Like, we've both talked about how, like, whenever we have something happen that we wonder if it's one of them, it's never felt like it's her. It always feels like it's Callie, which is really weird because Callie is the one that we have her ashes, and she's also the one that did not pass away in a peaceful way. Bailey passed away at 17 very peacefully. She was tired, she was ready. Callie was not. Callie got really sick and she had a heart attack, and it was awful. And it really weirds me out because, like, I don't like the idea of her being like a ghost or a spirit. Like, obviously I don't know what it's like to be one, but it just sounds like really lonely, and the idea of her lingering around in some way and not being able to get the cuddles that she loved to get or the attention that she loved just really bothers me. But anyways, I do not know what's going on with that, but we have continued to hear like tons of loud noises. The other night we were laying in bed and there was a really loud noise in here. We have no idea what it was. And I did say, like, at one point I was like, I'm gonna stop doing paranormal content because I want this stuff to stop, and stop doing paranormal content. It didn't stop. So I don't really know what's going on with that. Maybe Mark and I are just crazy. Like, we did go through a lot, like with the house that we were living in, so there's definitely potential that we just lost our minds. You know, we've been cooped up together. Like, he's been without a job since early last year. We've been cooped up the entire time together, so maybe we're just driving each other crazy. But I thought I would share that with you guys and let you guys know what's been going on with that, what's been going on in my neck of the woods. And I guess that's basically it. The only other thing I have to say is that YouTube has been being mean to me again and not recommending my videos to you guys. So please make sure you guys have your bell on, and don't forget to go to my profile and check to see if I have a new upload, because sometimes YouTube just doesn't tell you guys that I do, and then you guys miss out on content, and that really bothers me. I don't like when you guys miss my videos. I also don't like guilting people into watching my content, but I mean, like I would obviously appreciate it because this is my source of income. Mark's not working. So when my views are bad, I start thinking like, how am I gonna pay for my life? Which is incredibly overwhelming. So anyways, I think that's gonna be it. I don't have that much exciting things to say, but thank you guys so much for hanging out with me anyways, and please make sure you guys go check out Hunt-A-Killer, and once again, thank you so much Hunt-A-Killer for sponsoring this video. I am so appreciative of it, but make sure you guys check the link down below and get the coupon code and go get yourself a Hunt-A-Killer box and let me know what you think. I think it's really, really fun. Like whoever you live with, your significant others, your family, like you can have like a murder mystery night and like try and solve a murder together, and I think that's pretty bomb. Guys, we need something like that in our lives, okay? Oh, also, if you guys have not followed my TikTok yet, go follow it. I've been so inspired with content, and like I said in the middle of this video, how long will that last? I don't know, but I'm trying to ride the high while I'm on it. So go follow me on TikTok if you guys haven't already. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.